What is up, everybody? AI is coming for your job. Sounds dramatic, right? But it's not science fiction anymore. From coding to content creators to cashiers to customer service and even real estate sales. AI is taking over. But now the question is, we got to ask ourselves, is this something that we should panic about or make some type of pivot? That's what we're going to dive in today. Thanks for tuning in. Hit that like button, subscribe, and check out the descriptions below. Links down below, and get you some chaos gear from the shop. Follow and message, comment down below as we get into this episode in the world of AI. Okay? And we're going to try to find some common sense analysis to the uncommon chaos of AI. Let's get on with the episode. All right, guys. AI. You know what's crazy? A lot of us like to think, hey, 2022, that is like the birth of AI. To truly understand something, you got to know the history, right? Where did it get started? Where did it come from? The ideas, the experiment. Did you know AI started in a lab experiment out of Dartmouth? But we're going to get into that. I'm going to show you guys a video here. 2022 is when the launch of the open AI came out in the form of ChatGPT. And I have to admit, guys, when I first saw that, when I was introduced to that capability, I was like, wow, I was so impressed. But I was so impressed that an inkling in the back of my head literally reminded me of the movie Terminator and Skynet. And I was like, that was the first time I ever heard about AI when I was a kid. Terminator 2, Judgment Day. Just the term Judgment Day was like, holy crap, this is Skynet. You see how fast it is expanding that world. And it's almost like you're having to see, oh, wow, these people's jobs are now about to be replaced. And you're reading articles and hey, 2025, these jobs will be no longer existent because they're going to be taken over by AI. By 2030, these jobs are going to be non-existent and they're going to be taken over by AI, to the point where now we have military capabilities being exploited through AI and executed through AI. And it leaves you wondering, man, was Terminator kind of a premonition of the future? I mean, that's where my head's at. I don't know where your head's at. But it's something to think about, something we got to know about. This world is just constantly expanding to the point where nobody's talking about it, really. At least I haven't seen it. I appreciate you guys for being here. Please comment your thoughts down below. What are your thoughts on AI? Should we care? Should we be concerned about AI and its rapid growth? We're definitely going to get into it. I'm going to play this clip here, and I want you guys to see this. This is a brief little history of AI. Let's check it out.
In a world driven by innovation, a silent revolution is underway, the birth of artificial intelligence. Beginning in the 1950s, visionaries like Alan Turing dared to dream of creating machines that could think like humans. John McCarthy coined the term artificial intelligence and established AI as a formal research field. Marvin Minsky made significant contributions to the study of perception, learning, and reasoning in AI. Alan Newell and Herbert A. Simon developed the Logic Theorist program, which allowed machines to demonstrate the potential of their problem-solving capabilities. Arthur Samuel created the first computer program that could play checkers at a competitive level by learning from its own experiences. The history of AI is still being written, with each passing day bringing us closer to a future where human and artificial intelligence thrive together, shaping a destiny of endless possibilities and ethical dilemmas.
Wow. Isn't that crazy, guys? Isn't that crazy to think about how long AI has been around? Not a lot of us knew that. I didn't know that. I had to learn this and do some research on it because so many people have asked me, what are your thoughts on AI? And me being just a senior leader in the military, we're starting to slowly see how it's being incorporated, you know? I like to think like with this Doge going on and how they're kind of the Department of Government Efficiency. I'm pretty sure that they are factoring too just how many roles and duty positions within the government to include even my job, government, Department of Defense, Homeland Security, all these jobs that can be supported through AI. And then you can just let go of this many people, you know? That kind of leads us into the next thing I want to cover, and that's industries currently being impacted through AI. I'm just going to cover a few, but I made a list here and I want to go over it with you because it's not theoretical anymore. This is real. This is now. So, media, news outlets are utilizing AI to write articles, sports, and finance reports. All of those are generated through AI in a matter of seconds. So, it kind of leaves you wondering with the news media, like, think about that. How many jobs are literally going to be on the chopping block here soon because of a simple AI capability? Companies like CNN, Fox News, all these companies probably have literally right now, currently, or even we'll just say 5 years ago, probably had a lot of staffers, a lot of analysts just typing at computers, putting stuff together, printing documents, writing articles, writing scripts, writing everything from the teleprompter for just the news reporter or the anchor to read. And now I guarantee you there's probably a lot of empty desks. No one's talking about it because we don't hear about it. But I guarantee there's probably a lot of empty desks now. It leaves you wondering who's next. Even in the trucking industry, they already have autonomous driving technology that's currently advancing and it's advancing fast, where human drivers are not even going to be a factor anymore. They're going to be replaced by software that doesn't even need sleep. Please comment down below if you know anybody in the trucking industry. I've had some buddies of mine who have retired and got out of the army, and then they started their own trucking company, as an independent contractor. And I would talk to them and they make some good money. They're smart about it. They make some good money, but they have to follow certain guidelines, And one of those guidelines is they have to be on the road only for a certain amount of time. They have to get some rest. They have to have some type of rest plan because we all know, even me personally, I don't like to be on the road for more than 8 hours. To me, 8 hours is my limit. If I have to take a road trip and I got to be on the road for more than 8 hours, by then I'm already cranky. I'm already turned from sitting down for so long. I just need to stand up. I need to lay down. I want to take a nap. I'm exhausted. I can imagine a lot of those truckers feel the same way. It's not like they're packing up a little portable gym in the back of that truck, but shout out to those who are. All right. It is something to factor. Now imagine truckers that don't need sleep. It's just a robotic vehicle that just boom, constantly 24/7, just drive here, unload. Okay, next load, next load. Next thing you know, boom, there's no need for truckers anymore. Fast food. Chains are testing AI in drive-throughs, robot kitchens, and cashierless stores. That's crazy. Imagine. Imagine going to McDonald's and there's probably two employees, two different shifts, three different shifts. You can rotate two employees that just basically keep the place functioning. They got to lock the doors. That's crazy. Isn't that crazy? I mean, even now you walk into McDonald's and you don't really even got to go into a cashier. They have these giant like screens. You just walk up, type in your order, boom, you pay right there at the screen, and that's it. Then a human has to hand you the cup, but that's it. And then all of a sudden your food's brought up. So imagine all those people back there in the kitchen, just robots. Man, that makes you wonder what the quality of food is going to be like. Huh. That's crazy. A big one is the creative industry. Designers, video editors, voiceover artists, everybody is feeling that pressure of knowing that their job could be on the line. And these are things we should pay attention to because there's no longer the maybes anymore. We can't live in the world of maybe. This is the actual reality. These are current industries testing this technology before some bigwigs, big CEOs, big COOs, who are going to make the decision, be like, hey, we're going to go this route because it saves money, but at what cost? You're going to see thousands of people being laid off dependent on those paychecks. So that's why I'm a little concerned, which I think some of you guys should be concerned too. It's too easy to focus on our circles of comfort and then realize, well, it's not going to affect me. Well, it's not going to affect me, but hey, it could affect a family member who needs that job. I'm kind of concerned on this. And although there is still a part of me that's like, hey, I do love the efficiency. You're no longer going to have to wait or deal with certain people. I know a lot of veterans, military dudes that get out and they're not people. And I get it. So they would definitely love to just, and instead of me going in there and getting my groceries, I'll just type this in and a robot would go and get all my groceries and then brings it out to me and I pay for it and that's it. It's done. I mean, who doesn't want that? How easy is that? You know, I feel like we're shifting more towards a realm where convenience is going to be more of a factor than the actual long-term gameplay and how it's going to affect everybody. So I think that's something that we definitely should be concerned about, and let's see where this goes. But definitely, guys, comment down below. Comment your thoughts. I want to know, what do you guys think? Is this something that we should be concerned about or not, or should we be excited about? Let's see. Okay, so now the real question is, though, it's not always doom and gloom. So the real question is, when it comes to fear versus opportunity, that's how I see it. Fear versus opportunity. And this is where I think we should channel our heads. This is where we got to ask ourselves, is AI a threat or is it a tool? See, it's all about how you put it in your mind, team. It's all about the mindset. Naturally, yes, jobs will be replaced. But now when you look at it as a tool, think about it from the counter side. Think about what jobs can evolve, a new creation for jobs. If we were to go back in history, when the printing press was first invented, imagine how many people were freaking out because, oh my gosh, the printing press, it's going to replace all these people. Oh my gosh, how are we going to write the newspaper and get that out? Nowadays, you don't even worry about a newspaper. When's the last time you saw someone selling a newspaper? But look at all the jobs that evolved from that. Think about it. When the internet first came out, everybody was probably like, no one's going to need to go to the library or anything like that. But no, man, life's still going to go on. We're going to adapt. So now let's start getting ahead. Let's start getting ahead of the game. Now, I'm going to play this clip because there is one good side that you got to factor. So AI right now, there's no emotional intelligence. AI, they lack that creativity. When you think about the realm of real pristine artists, those real pristine chefs who create and just taste, they can feel like, ooh, I need to add a little butter to this. Ooh, let me add a little lemon seasoning to this. Constantly. And they're putting together this craft of this masterpiece dish. I'm sorry, AI, but you can't do that. I'm a big fan of comedy. I can't see an AI robot go up there and put on a comedy show. I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm pretty sure they're working that, in which I'm going to play this clip and it'll kind of dive into that. But it is something to think about. Think about how you can be ahead. Think about the jobs it's going to create. Let's start telling our kids, hey, you might want to, you probably don't want to major under accounting because in about 10 years, there's probably going to be an AI software or something that can do that for the company. So it's not going to be a big demand for that. But I'll tell you what, maybe like an AI ethics engineer or something like that. That might be something to dive into. But let me go ahead and play this clip and then let's hear your guys' thoughts on that.
Have you ever wondered if artificial intelligence can truly understand or simulate human emotions? It's a fascinating question. You see, humans have this great ability to perceive, use, understand, and manage emotions. We call this emotional intelligence. It's intrinsic to our nature. Now let's turn to artificial intelligence, a technology designed with capabilities that mimic human thinking. Yet, it's not human. It's a paradox, isn't it? While humans naturally possess emotional intelligence, can artificial intelligence achieve the same? Let's delve deeper. Artificial intelligence, as advanced as it is, currently operates on logic and patterns. This is what makes AI so powerful. It can analyze vast amounts of data, see patterns that humans might miss, and make decisions based on that analysis. In many ways, AI is like a supercharged calculator, capable of solving complex problems at an unimaginable speed. However, when we delve into the realm of emotions, AI's capabilities become more limited. Despite being able to recognize facial expressions or analyze the tone of a voice, AI cannot truly understand the complexities of human emotions. It doesn't experience joy, sadness, fear, or love. AI can be programmed to mimic responses to these emotions, but it's merely an imitation, a set of predefined actions triggered by specific inputs. This is the current state of AI's emotional intelligence. It's a fascinating blend of advanced capabilities and stark limitations. Although AI can mimic responses to emotions, it lacks the human ability to truly comprehend what it means to feel. Despite these limitations, the future holds immense possibilities for AI and emotions. We're on the brink of creating advanced algorithms that can better mimic human emotional responses. But as this frontier expands, ethical considerations come into play. Can we, and more importantly, should we develop AI that understands or simulates emotions? The implications are far-reaching and the debate is ongoing. As we continue to explore the boundaries of artificial intelligence, the question remains, can or should AI truly understand or simulate human emotions?
Okay, team. So as you can see, just based off that clip, they don't got it all figured out yet. Obviously, they want to expand in that. I took that as an advertisement for AI, like a promoter. But in the end, that is the reality. There's no creativity, no emotion. It's going to be whatever the coding is put out there, and that's what it's going to be transferred and related. But it's not to rule out that it can eventually get there. And that's something we definitely can consider. Let's not focus on the doom and gloom. Let's focus on the opportunity and adapt, and let's see where opportunities are going to be created off this. That's something to consider, especially if you got kiddos. If you got kiddos out there who are going to enter a stage in their life where they're going to want to know what career path is beneficial for them and how to use AI rather than see it as a threat. Let's find a pivot. And that's why I put that in the opening statement. Well, I wouldn't be too concerned, at least not just yet. Once you start seeing that kind of stuff, then it's like, okay, now we got to start being worried. But let's hope for the best here. I still got some trust in humanity. Now, what does the future look like? Where should we keep our sights dialed in? I found this article that I want to put out to you guys, and I'll read a little snippet. It really focuses on the importance of humans. We're still going to be important. We're not losing our purpose, and that's what we should dwell on, especially when you talk big picture. AI is going to take over a big chunk of the workforce. That's inevitable. We see that now. But then you got to ask yourself, well, there's so many things that are being talked about worldwide, universal medical care, universal based income. At that point, it can get to the point where literally you're paying people to exist. You're paying people to live. And I'll tell you what, I don't know. That sounds pretty cool to me. But at the same time, I mean, if it gets to that point, I think that'll be past my lifetime. But hopefully, hopefully my son can embark in that. But no, But at the same time, let's also focus on the need for. There's going to be some needs for, like, obviously, like in the video said, ethics. There's going to be some retraining programs that are obviously going to be put out. There's going to be a lot of programs, a lot of job opportunities that are not just doom and gloom. There's going to be new industries that are going to be formed and formatted. It's going to get to a point where it's going to go full circle, where then you're going to see like how you get organic, vegan, farm to table, grass fed, those big marketing terms. What I foresee is you're going to see human made, human produced. Mark my words, guys. You're going to see the shirts are for sale and they're human made, hand woven. That's going to be the new trend. Save this. Somebody clip this and save it, because 10 years from now, that's going to be the new marketing thing. Human produce, handmade. Those terms are going to be the new marketing terms. I foresee it now. Will, when you're watching this, please comment. I miss you, buddy. I miss you. Hurry up. Get done what you got to get done. The team and I, we all miss you. Ain't that right, Jamie? Yeah. But it's something to think about, guys. In the end, the way I see it, hey, let the machines do machine things. Let them handle the mundane stuff. And you know what? Us humans, you and I, we're going to reclaim our purpose. And our purpose is to live. Live. Their purpose, produce, execute, produce, execute, produce. Our purpose, you and I, live. We actually can find a purpose. And then sometimes we can deviate and change it up, explore new opportunities, new trends. Sorry, AI, you can't do that. Sorry. So, guys, I'm going to leave you with this. The reality is, yes, AI is coming for your job. It's going to happen. I'm sorry. But maybe it's not the end of the world. Okay. Maybe it's just the start of something different. A new chapter as the world continues to age, grow. Humans adapt, overcome, and grow with the world, grow with the planet. Think about that. There's a lot bigger things out there. And we got to shift our focus on the ones that thrive and how to thrive. In this world of AI, as it continues to expand, the ones who thrive are not going to be the ones with the fanciest resumes anymore. It's going to be the ones that stay curious, adaptable, and most importantly, emotionally intelligent. So that's where we got to shift our focus, team. And that's where you got to shift your focus. So it's not all doom and gloom. If this episode got you thinking, please hit that subscribe button, hit that share button, and drop a comment down below, or even send me a DM. I love interacting with you guys, and let's just adapt. Let's create opportunity. Let's find a solution, let's create opportunity. So guys, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and may you continue to find comfort in your chaos. I'll see you on the next episode, team. Out.